All right, let's talk about a feeling that so many of us know, but it can be really confusing. It's that feeling of being lonely, even when you're not actually alone. You've got friends, you've got family, so why does it sometimes feel like something's missing? We're going to get into the heart of that right now.
You know the feeling, right? Maybe you're at a birthday party or just out with a group of friends. And on the outside, you're laughing, you're part of the conversation. But on the inside, there's just this weird sense of distance. If you've ever felt that, I want you to know you are definitely not the only one.
Okay, so to really understand what's going on here, we have to realize that loneliness isn't just one thing. There are actually two completely different types. And it has nothing to do with the number of contacts in your phone.
So let's break this down. On one side, you've got social isolation. This one's pretty straightforward. It's about the quantity of people in your life. It's an objective fact. But then on the other side, you've got emotional loneliness. And this one is totally subjective. It's all about the quality of those connections and that deep down feeling of not really being understood. And this is the absolute core of the paradox, isn't it? You can have a packed social life, no social isolation whatsoever, but still feel that deep, nagging, emotional loneliness. From the outside, your life might look super connected, but on the inside, it feels, well, empty. Now, this idea that the quality of our relationships is what really matters, well, it's not just a nice thought. It's actually backed up by one of the most incredible scientific studies ever done on human life. For over 80 years, think about that, 80 years. Researchers at Harvard have been following the same group of people. They've tracked them since they were teenagers, all the way into their old age, looking at every aspect of their lives. That is a staggering amount of data on what actually makes people thrive. And after all that time, after decades and decades of research, the conclusion was just crystal clear. It wasn't about how much money they made or how famous they became. Nope. The single biggest thing that predicted who would be happy and healthy was the quality of their relationships. That's a game changer. So when they say quality, what does that actually mean? It means having people in your life that you can genuinely count on, relationships that have real warmth and trust. It turns out those are the connections that literally protect our minds and our bodies as we get older. It's way more important than just having a big circle of acquaintances. So if we know these high-quality connections are so essential, what do we do when we feel lonely? This is where we need to kind of flip the script on what loneliness even is. What if it's not a sign that you're failing? What if it's actually a biological tool? Just look at this. It's so simple, but it's incredibly powerful. When you feel hungry, that's just a signal from your body, right? It's telling you you need food. When you're thirsty, it's a signal telling you to drink water. Loneliness works the exact same way. It's a natural biological signal that your body is sending you, saying, hey, we have an unmet need for deeper connection. So let's redefine this right now. Loneliness is not a weakness. It is a helpful biological signal that you deserve more. You deserve deeper, more meaningful connection. It's like an internal compass, and it's just trying to point you towards something you need to be healthy. And I really want this to sink in. Feeling lonely does not mean you're doing something wrong. It doesn't mean you're unlikable or that you're failing. It just means you're human. We are all wired for connection. It's in our DNA. Okay, so if loneliness is just a signal, then the big question is, how do we listen to it? What is this feeling actually trying to teach us? The good news is it's not super complicated. The first step is just to acknowledge it. When that feeling pops up, don't try to shove it down or feel bad about it. Just notice it. Like, oh, okay, I'm feeling lonely right now. And then the second step is to just get curious. Ask yourself, what kind of connection am I actually missing? Do I need to laugh with someone? Do I need to have a serious conversation? Do I just need to feel seen? Because really, that's what this is all about. Instead of treating loneliness like this enemy we have to fight off, we can start to see it as a teacher, a sometimes uncomfortable teacher, for sure, but a wise one. It's a guide that's just trying to remind us of one of our most fundamental human needs, the need to connect.
So I'll just leave you with this one thought. The next time you feel that little pang of loneliness, even if you're in a room full of people, maybe just pause for a second and ask yourself, what is this feeling really asking for? What is it trying to tell me? Because listening to that answer might be the very first step toward finding exactly what you need.